Have you ever noticed how it feels like almost everyone you know has an allergy these days? To pollen, to peanuts, to, well, seemingly everything. Well, you're not imagining it. We really are in the middle of a global allergy epidemic. But what if the root cause isn't just floating around in the air we breathe, but it's actually sitting right there on the plates we eat day in and day out? All right, let's get into this.
It really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why are our bodies all of a sudden picking fights with things that are totally harmless? The answer, it turns out, is a pretty fascinating and maybe a little alarming story about a system deep inside all of us that's just getting all the wrong signals from our modern way of life.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at just how big this allergy explosion really is. Then, we'll get to the heart of it all, your immune system, and where its real headquarters is located. You might be surprised. After that, we'll see exactly how our modern diet is throwing that system into chaos. And finally, we'll talk about a simple, really powerful way to bring back some peace and quiet.
Okay, so let's just start with the facts on the ground. We're not just talking about a few extra sniffles come springtime. What we're seeing is a genuine, widespread health crisis that's really only popped up in the last few decades.
You can look anywhere, London, Tokyo, New York, it doesn't matter. The rates of everything from hay fever to really severe food allergies are just climbing and climbing. And it's not just kids. We're seeing so many adults developing allergies for the first time later in life. That really points a finger at something in our environment, in our lifestyle, as the real culprit here.
To put a solid number on it, just think about this. Here in the United States, about 8% of children now have a diagnosed food allergy. That's roughly 1 in every 13 kids. That's a huge number. And it was dramatically lower just a generation or two ago. So that forces us to ask the real question. What is actually going on inside our bodies to cause all this?
You see, an allergy isn't a sign that your immune system is weak. It's actually the complete opposite. It's an immune system that's overactive and, well, confused. It's a malfunction. It's like your internal bodyguards are mistaking a harmless little peanut protein for a dangerous invader, and they launch a full-scale 5-alarm attack. The real mystery is, why is it getting so confused in the first place?
To answer that, we have to go straight to the command center, the headquarters of your body's entire defense operation. And I'm willing to bet you'll be surprised to find out where that actually is. It's not mainly in your lymph nodes, it's not in your white blood cells. The real action, it's all happening somewhere else entirely.
It turns out over 70%, yeah, you heard that right, 70% of your entire immune system lives right here, in your gut. Your intestines are just lined with a massive army of immune cells. And it makes total sense when you stop and think about it, right? Your gut is the main doorway between the outside world and your bloodstream. That makes it your body's true front line.
And this is where the trouble starts. Our modern habit of constant eating, you know the drill, breakfast, a mid-morning snack, lunch, an afternoon snack, dinner, maybe a late-night snack, it means our gut never gets a break. It is always on, always working. And the kinds of foods we're throwing at it, often loaded with sugar and additives, they feed the bad bacteria and completely disrupt that delicate, peaceful balance in there.
Now, when that balance is out of whack for too long, it can lead to this thing called leaky gut syndrome. I want you to think of your gut lining like a really secure, tightly controlled castle wall. Well, a leaky gut is when that wall starts to get damaged. Little holes appear, and things that should always stay out, like undigested food particles, toxins, they start leaking straight into your bloodstream. And you can imagine this puts your immune system on constant 24/7 high alert. And that leads us right to the main villains of our story. The specific things in our modern diet that are keeping that immune system on red alert all day, every day. It's like a multi-front assault that creates this constant, low-level state of inflammation throughout the body. So, who were the main culprits in this assault? Well, you've got the constant snacking we just talked about, which means the gut never, ever rests. Then you've got all the food additives, the preservatives, the sweeteners that can really irritate the gut lining. And of course, you have excess sugar and all those unhealthy fats, which basically act like rocket fuel for inflammation all over your body.
This really shows you the two different states your gut can be in. On the one hand, you have a healthy gut. The bacteria are balanced, the barrier is strong, and the immune system is nice and calm. But then on the other side, after that constant dietary assault, the gut becomes inflamed. The bad bacteria take over, the barrier gets leaky, and the immune system becomes jumpy, twitchy, and totally overactive.
And that right there, that's the key. That's the big takeaway.
A chronically inflamed immune system is like a security guard who's been working for 48 hours straight with no sleep and way too much coffee. It's jumpy, it's paranoid, and it starts seeing threats literally everywhere. That harmless little particle of pollen? Threat. That piece of peanut? Big threat. This is the root cause of the malfunction.
Okay, so if the problem is a constant assault, well, then the solution has to be to call a ceasefire. We have to give the body a break. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is through an ancient practice that modern science is just now starting to really understand and appreciate: fasting. When you just stop eating for a while, your digestive system finally gets to take a vacation. It gets to rest, and that allows it to start repairing that leaky gut wall. This break also helps the good bacteria in your gut to flourish. And most importantly, that system-wide inflammation starts to go way down, and key hormones like insulin start to rebalance themselves, which helps stabilize your immune response even more.
The core idea here is really simple. The goal isn't to starve yourself. It's all about restoration. A really good way to think about it is like rebooting a computer that's gotten slow and laggy because you have way too many programs running. Fasting is pretty much a system reboot for your gut and for your immune system.
And ultimately, that's what this is all about. By just building in some periods of not eating into your life, you lower that constant baseline level of inflammation. This lets your immune system finally calm down, stop being so jumpy, and go back to doing its real job, which is targeting actual threats, not a piece of shrimp or a bit of dust.
So we'll end with this thought. We spend so much time and energy thinking about what superfoods we should add to our diet to boost our immunity. But what if the most powerful thing we could possibly do for our immune health isn't about adding something at all, but about taking something away? Not food itself, but just the constant act of eating. It's a fascinating way to look at it, and it's a shift in perspective that might just hold the key to calming down our modern, very allergic world.